Hello, my name is Shelley. Today I would like to talk to you about same-sex marriage and transgender rights. First off, let's talk about the transgender rights bills here in New Hampshire and elsewhere, also known as the bathroom bills. The main complaint made by the opponents is that sexual predators could and would be allowed into the women's bathrooms. When was the last time you heard of a woman getting attacked by a transsexual predator? I am sure there are cases out there. I tried to Google it. Couldn't find any. What I did find though, is many cases where female to male and male to female transsexuals were verbally and physically assaulted for wanting to do nothing more than to go to the bathroom. Now there are other issues that are brought up on this issue. The housing and work issues are also mentioned, but opponents most often bring up the bathrooms. Let me ask you this. If there was a sexual predator, do you really think they would be dressed as a woman to do it? I think most people that bring up this aspect of the bill have never tried to run in heels. But in all seriousness, a transsexual gets no sexual satisfaction out of wearing woman's clothes. That is how we express our gender identity. What is inside? What is being described about the sexual predator is someone that gets a sexual thrill out of wearing woman's clothes. Now, one way to overcome these issues and to be able to understand who should and should not be allowed into the women's bathroom is an easy answer. On the driver's license, where it says sex, put in either a TF trans female like me, or TM for a woman becoming a man. How would this help? To be able to get these added to your license, you would have to get certified by a licensed psychologist. This would also help with determining who should be in there. See, when you get your name changed, you have to go before a judge. Your background check is done. If not a sexual predator, no problem. If you are one, well, you would have to go through a screening. See, problem solved. Now, before moving on, I would like to send a special thank you to the House Speaker here in New Hampshire, Kiri. Your impassioned speech really helped move this bill forward. Thank you. I would also like to say this. I can understand the need to feel safe. As a trans woman, I do not feel safe using the men's room. But I feel that the simple solution I propose should alleviate this problem. Next up will of course be the gay marriage bill. This one is a very touchy subject, one that should not be looked at as either black or white. Both sides of the argument bring up points that should be looked at. I know my views on gay marriage are not always looked at in the best light by my fellow LGBT community members. One thing I agree with for those against same-sex marriage is that churches would not need to perform same-sex marriages based on religious reasons. You heard me right. Churches should be allowed to say that. My reasoning is that Catholic churches, as far as I understand it, don't want to marry people for a second or third time, due to religious reasons. Do some of them do it? Sure. Imagine if you were on the side of the governor's desk. You would want to make sure a social decision like this protected both the religious side and the LGBT side. I believe this simple point could alleviate many problems this bill faces in states. Now, I am not so naive to believe that this is the only hurdle this bill faces. Many say that there is the history of marriage and God made marriage for a man and a woman. Throughout history there have been gay marriages. That does not mean that it is right. What it means is that it has happened, and for the record, I do believe gay marriage is right. There are usually more than 1,000 privileges given to a straight married couple. There are usually no more than 300 or so for civil unions. One big one is hospital visitation rights. While married couples cannot be denied seeing their spouse, gay couples with a civil union can, and have been denied. This is not equal. Some other big differences are spousal privilege, family leave, nursing home, social security benefits. These are only a few of the benefits that are not covered. Next big thing mentioned often is the sanctity of marriage. Adam and Eve and all that. Well, what about Deuteronomy 22:28-29? It states, if a man happens to meet a virgin who is not pledged to be married, and rapes her, and they are discovered, 29, he shall pay the girl's father 50 shekels of silver. He must marry the girl, for he has violated her. He can never divorce her as long as he lives. That is right, ladies. If you are saving yourself by the Bible, you have to marry your rapist. I am not saying you should. Your Bible does. Throughout recorded history, marriage has been about nothing more than a passing of property, namely woman. So please, opponents of gay marriage, know your history before you open your mouths. Think and listen to both sides. There are tons more points, and in the future I hope to cover them in more detail. Stay safe, stay frosty, and peace.